A very good afternoon to you. Thanks for choosing Newzroom Afrika. Let's start off your sports in this hour with football, where Royal AM will take to the field for the first time this year against a high-flying Orlando Pirates this Thursday. The club is under curatorship with SARS, and after failing to return to training at the beginning of the month, it seems a sense of normality has returned to the Royal Ranch. The team manager, Richard Makhoba, joins us now from Pietermaritzburg. The team are about to train at 6:30 at the Harry Gwala Stadium. A very good afternoon and welcome to Newzroom Afrika. Thanks for your time. How many training sessions has the team managed to get in?
Valerie, the team has managed to get almost 12 sessions. Today included, I think we'll make the 13th session before we can play Orlando Pirates.
There were reports once the team salaries were settled that, in fact, security didn't allow the team players onto the training ground. Can you confirm that?
Valerie, contrary to what was alleged or reported, there was no truth in the allegations, because on the day when the team returned, it was raining and the cars wouldn't just drive because the facility has got gravel on it. So it was only for safety measures where players were not allowed to drive into the facility because of inclement weather.
Richard, it's Valen, not Valerie, but let us continue. And the team, how are they looking ahead of the Pirates match? Because this is their first one for 2025.
Valen, I can tell you, the team is looking great. The spirit is right. The boys are looking forward to, in fact, play the big game in Pirates. And I'll be failing if I don't give Pirates their flowers now. Congratulations for doing well in the Champions League, qualifying for the quarterfinals. And they won quite a number of trophies before last season and now. So the only thing to play Pirates, the boys don't need motivation. We know that game on its own is a motivation to the boys. They want to go out there and perform well on the day. And as management, we are saying we are going to do everything in our power logistically to allow conditions to be suitable and favorable for the players to be able to go and play with a settled mindset.
One of your key players, striker Makhoba, has received a clearance certificate. How many players have asked for clearance certificates from Royal AM?
Correctly so, Mr. Makhoba remains the only player who approached management with a view of trying his luck elsewhere because of the competition in the club. You might have realized that Mr. Makhoba was not getting more game time. And at his age, he wants to play more because he's close to retirement. And mutually, ourselves and Mr. Makhoba, we reached a consensus to say, look, let us agree to release you. We will be selfish to keep you because you're competing with almost 7 strikers before you. And for you not to have played in the first 11 matches, maybe he might have played 2 matches. So he was fair enough to say he can't wait. He can't wait to compete because time, it is against him. So we released the player mutually. And I must say we thank him for the contribution in the 3 years we've been with him. He's a true professional, a player who's always dedicating himself in the field of play. We wish him all of the best in his future endeavors.
With the FIFA ban still hanging over the team, what is the morale like, and how difficult is it for you as a team manager to keep the morale of the team up in light of everything that's happening off of the field of play?
I must say to you, because every morning I'm with these players, and I think 24/7 I'm with these players. I stay with them in the same village. So my job is to make sure that as a father figure, I provide a space for motivation. And then I also make sure that they feel good. And I make sure that I protect them from anything that might disturb them mentally. The morale is where we want it. We're not 100%, but we are more or less 80%. And the boys, they do understand the bigger picture in terms of what the club wants to achieve with them. So I think it's easy for me to tell you now, the boys are looking forward to this game. We are playing a very tough team, a team that is doing well. And we are motivated to go play against Paris.
Can you give us a little bit of an understanding of how it's actually working at the moment? The team are under the curatorship of Yaku Venter, installed by the South African Revenue Service. So what is the procedure now? How have things materially changed for the running of Royal AM?
I think, Valerie, the beginning of December when curator came into place, it must be, I think I must be fair to the curator as well. He did not understand the football operations. And his lack of understanding frustrated all of us because you might have realized there was money in his account that he's controlling and he couldn't pay players at the time because the government works different from the private companies. So we found ourselves having to endure that pain and frustration of things having to happen very late. But as I speak to you, we are singing from the same hymn book. There's understanding in terms of how we want to carry on in the future. And as I speak to you, the issue of or challenges of salaries are issue of the past. We are focusing into the future now, and so far so good. There's communication between the curator's office and my office, because the way it stands, I and Mr. Munisi, who is my CEO, and the curator, we concurrently put our heads together to see the betterment of running the Royal AM. And I must say, the three of us, we run the club well, and the public out there need not to panic. The club is run well, and we are going to honor fixtures, and we are going to do well.
Richard, we're quickly running out of time, but with all of this going on at the moment, you sound incredibly optimistic. What does the future look like for Royal AM after the current season?
I think, firstly, when you look at the ban, we turn the ban into positives because everybody was worried that we have a ban, the team will be relegated. No. We have 37 players. We've promoted almost 16 players from our MGC, and that 16 adds to a total of 37. So we are spoiled for choice for each and every match. And the advantage is, yes, so we keep frustrating them. The future looks good, I must tell you. We need to collect points. We've played 11 matches. We need to catch up with everybody on 14. And yeah, games at the hands are not given. We have to sweat and we have to do well to collect points. We are ready, and everyone in the camp is motivated and feels confident that the club will do well. We are a talented team. Without all these challenges, we could have been now sitting maybe top 8, but that is still possible. We'll achieve it. And I can promise you that in 2 weeks' time, you will start seeing difference on the log.
Defiant and confident team manager of Royal AM, Richard Makhoba, thank you so much for chatting to us here on Newzroom Afrika.